So first it was MFF, now it's TFF. Which other FF company will be going on there soon? Again and time again, I've been talking about all these issues. First of all, you always have to look into who is behind companies. You always have to look for somebody who has some experience in the financial markets. If it's 20-year-old kids running these companies, then this is exactly what happens. They have no understanding of compliance, and sooner or later they get shut down for doing something that they shouldn't have been doing. In this case, the TFF was doing something with the equities, and they're saying that the equity synchronization, blah, 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 it is the reason why it caused them losing all their licenses, empty licenses. And again, if you're going to write an official email and say there's some nonsense, as you can probably see in their official response, if you still referring as you being shut down as nonsense, then again, it just shows that you have no understanding of compliance necessary for you to do business. That's very simple. And in all my previous videos, I was talking about all these regulations are coming, all this basically predicting every single step of the way what's going to happen. Because again, I've seen this happen before, and they're going to start pressing on necks of companies who are weak players. They might be big companies, but they don't know how to use compliance. And again, these are 20-year-old kids running companies. They have no idea what the fuck they're doing. Okay, so not to tune my own horn, but if you have somebody who's seen this thing before, who has been on Wall Street for 20 years, who understands compliance, maybe that's the firm you should be looking into, instead of some kids who post pictures of Lamborghini and go shopping and blah, blah, blah. And then you're like, oh, I want to be just like him. And well, this is the result. You're going to be trading with companies that get shut down, that even though in their responses you think that it's nonsense, but it's not nonsense, because MT4, MQ, meta quotes, they don't want to pull licenses just from big businesses. It's their business, right? They want to offer those services. So if they're forced to do that, you're definitely doing something illegal. So, all right, enough with the TFF, MFF, and please do yourself a favor. If you see another FF company, maybe skip it and find some other, because clearly they have a very bad luck. They keep copying each other because all these companies are just great at marketing. They're not really good prop firms. All right, so enough with the FF family of companies. So what are we doing, for example, at FundingTraders.com? What are we doing to avoid all of that? First of all, we're based in Dubai. Second of all, we have a strong compliance department. Third of all, we're using multiple liquidity providers. So even if one gets shut down, we go with the other ones. Fourth of all, we're using liquidity providers that are reputable and not just create our own bullshit liquidity provider that is not really a liquidity provider. We're just basically a big demo company, and that's what happened with the TFF. Okay, so if we currently use Blueberry, which is accepted everywhere because it's a licensed and regulated broker. Okay, regulated means they have a huge compliance department specifically to address all these issues. Where TFF, I'm sorry, all these names. The TFF is actually, they decided to vertically integrate just like MFF, and they got screwed again because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't have any compliance department. There maybe it's just one jerk off sitting there, and well, you see the results. So, long story short, pick companies that have a track record. They have a track record of somebody who has been around the block and not a 20-year-old kid. And again, pick somebody who has a reputable broker, not just reputable that is famous, but it's also compliant with everything, meaning it's regulated by somebody who has an oversight. It can be an Australian body, it can be a EU body, it can be a US body, but a regulated broker. Once they're regulated, they have to abide by all the compliance rules, and that means MQ or a meta quotes company doesn't have any beef with them, and they don't have to pull their licenses, okay? Because everything is in compliance. All these other firms that are not in compliance, they're gonna keep going, getting shut down, and they're gonna keep having problems. So what do? Well, you find somebody who has multiple tiers of various brokers offered. We're gonna have three liquidity providers offered to you. So pick one regulated, and you can pick the one that suits you best with the spreads or the rules. You can try them for free. You can see which ones you want to go with. But Black Bull and Blueberry will be the best choices so far, and they're regulated, and they're offered everywhere. So they're completely in compliance with everything. That way, when you're gonna start trading and trading is hard enough, you can rest assured that all that headache bypasses you. Your job is to trade and make money. Our job as company and as a business is to make sure that you have none of that headache. And this is where the MFF and TFF and SHMMFF, that's where they're all fucking up. Not only is it hard for you to trade, but they also now create extra problems for the industry and for the traders. So do yourself a favor, find somebody like us or somebody else who have licensed brokers as liquidity providers. That way they're in compliance with all the rules and all the regulations, and you can enjoy trading and making money, well, sort of headache free, because it's still very, very hard to trade as it is, right? So let's at least minimize all the other headache and concentrate on trading itself. Find out more at fundingtraders.com.